here's 3 tips that I want to give you for becoming a content creation machine.
Do you want to harness the power of the internet to reach people with the good news of the gospel? Well, you're in the right place.
We're Bruce and Lindsay, and we are passionate about helping you leverage the digital landscape to disciple nations.
Join us and other Kingdom Messengers as we share tech and tools to help you launch and grow your Kingdom channel.
So the first one that I want to give you, the first tip, practice as much as you possibly can. Practice, practice, practice. This is something that I've seen in Christian culture, which is a little bit strange to me, is that so many people want to speak, so many people want to lead, so many people want to write books. And yet we talk about this stuff all day. And this is one of the only spaces where we can talk about something endlessly and yet never actually do anything about it. That is not what I want for you. If Michael Phelps wanted to be an Olympic swimmer, that required him to get into the pool every single day. And so I'm here to tell you, get into the pool every single day. Your mission is to practice. Your mission is not to scroll. Your mission is not to compare. Your mission is not to see what he or she is doing and try to do it better. Your mission is to practice as much as you possibly can. And here's the thing, the content that you're going to be putting out there, consider that to be practice. It doesn't have to be the most polished thing ever. You should be able to look back a year from now and be like, oh, what was going on with that lighting situation? Or like, what was happening over there? Or, oh, I don't know if I really wanted to even say that. That means that you're progressing, you're moving forward. If we always want everything that we create to be the most polished thing ever, we will never actually publish anything. So I want you to be in the pool every single day, the metaphorical pool, the creation process pool. But you have what you need right now. And the only thing that's holding you back is you. That's the only thing. God has put you here. He's placed you here. Unless he has put up a stone wall that is like, do not pass, you are locked out of YouTube. I should see you launching on Tuesday. And you're gonna practice and practice and practice and watch where it goes. But so many people are gonna convince you that you need X, Y, and Z to show up. No, you just need to show up with your shaky knees and your message, and you need to commit to being better as you go. The next thing I want to tell you is that you have to be willing to clear out the noise. This is essential, not just for the creation process, for your whole entire life. God does not need to compete with the noise that we arrange to be louder than him. He doesn't need to compete with it. So if you're sitting here and you're like, oh, I want to launch, oh, I want to put out meaningful content, but what you're doing is sitting on the phone and you're just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, it's not conducive to creating anything. And so I want to encourage you, when you are creating, you need to clear out the noise. You need to clear out the distractions. I'm also somebody that Googles things all the time at all hours of the day. And one day I was deciding to do some Googling about why it is that they put the yellow tape around the crime scene. I kind of already know that, but I was curious about the scientific reason behind this. And I read this one line that said that they put the yellow tape around the crime scene to preserve the integrity of the crime scene. And that convicted me because I realized, whoa, what am I doing to preserve the integrity of the spaces that I'm entering into with God? If I say I want to create content that shakes people, that changes people, what does it look like if I'm not even preserving the integrity of that space? If I'm just saying, okay, God, use me, but also I'm going to be right here. I'm going to be scrolling. I'm going to be seeing what so-and-so is doing. What we're doing is we're allowing other people to get their fingerprints, no pun intended, all over our content creation process. And the most essential thing that you will ever do for your creation process is you will clear out the noise. You will get relentless about clearing out the noise so that you can hear God speak. At the end of my life, I want to be able to say that I said the things God wanted me to say. that he used me in that way. But he can only use me in that way if I will turn down the noise of this culture in order to turn up the volume of his voice. And so first thing is practice, practice, practice. Second thing, clear out the noise. And the third thing is figure out your why. But it's the most important thing that you would know your why. What is it? And it's okay if your why doesn't fit or match everybody in the world. It shouldn't. You should find your niche, you should find your audience, and then you should be willing to say, okay, this is my why for this season, but I'm okay if this evolves. I'm okay if this changes or this develops. I've been creating content for the last 10 years. And when I first started, my mission was a lot different than the mission that I live in today. For a long time, my mission was I was going to help people come out of the woods of depression. And that was a beautiful why for that season. And now my mission still is to help people come out of the woods, but through the power of discipline. And so my why is constantly evolving. And that's okay. And I just want to give you the freedom in that if you're creating something and you're getting tired of the content you're creating, that might just be an indicator that you need to broaden a little bit, or you need to experiment with something else, or you need to take on a new topic. But I think the most important thing in all of this is that you should have fun with it. I think that God wants us to have fun with it. I think that he's a God of joy and a God that's like, hey, let's experiment. Let's try it out. Let's see if this works, And so being very clear about your why, I want you to write your why down. I want you to post it on a wall somewhere so that you can see it, because everything that comes your way is either going to get you closer to the why or further away from the why. And I want to be mindful of that, because here's the thing. When you start putting content out on the internet, people are going to take notice of it, and brands are going to take note of it. And then brands will find your email address and they're going to reach out to you and they're going to be like, hey, do you want to put our toothpaste on your Kingdom podcast? And what might happen is you get so excited that a toothpaste company is reaching out to you that you're like, yes, send all the toothpaste. Yes, amazing. Yes, I'll plug the toothpaste. And you will get so far off the mission because somebody came in and told you, hey, I want you to lift up our mission. And so I want you to be very clear on what your mission is, because the things you say yes to and the things you say no to are going to be informed by that mission. If you don't have the mission, you're more likely to say yes to everything that comes your way. And I want you to have that single-minded focus.